Hey y'all. This is actually gonna be my first video, and God is calling me to do this for some reason. I don't know. Maybe you know it's for others to learn or to help on your spiritual journey. Now, here in this picture, I'm showing. Um, I was on my way to work. Let's start with that. I was on my way to work. It was about 3 in the morning. Now, I'm in a rush because, you know, the spot I was going to open at 2 a.m. And here it is, it's 3 o'clock. I'm getting off the parkway and everything just came to a stop. I'm just sitting and waiting. As you can see in front of me, I can't see exactly what's going on, but all I do know is that there's sirens in front of me, there's cops, and they're stopping everybody from moving. So nobody can't move anywhere. So basically, everybody's just sitting there, as you can see, at a standstill. I can't see what's in front of me. I could see cars piling up in the back of me, but you can't really see what's behind you either, unless you look through the rearview mirror. And your rearview mirror only goes but so far, projection of what's behind you. So now this traffic is like at a standstill. I'm not moving. I can't move. I can't go nowhere. There's cops right here, and I don't even know what's going on. Can't see what's in front of me, and I can barely see what's behind me. And this happened for a little while. Like, we were sitting there for maybe about a good 15 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm already late for work. I'm trying to get to work. I'm trying to make my money. I already missed the freaking hour. It's already after 3 o'clock. It started at 2. And I'm just like, I'm just in a rush. And I don't know what made me capture this photo, because something in my head was like, yo, you're going to have to come back to this moment where it all clicks, where it all makes sense. So we sitting there for like a good 10, 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden, traffic, the police start to move, a little bit at a slow pace. So mind you, we're driving like 20 miles per hour, and the police is now escorting the traffic onto the parkway. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to drive, like, no, that's not how it happened. um, the police controlled the traffic. So we're basically sitting there driving like snails. It seems like, oh, it's taking forever just to get. And mind you, I'm only going exit, one exit off this parkway. And it took me so long to get there. And I'm like, and all I could think about is being late for work. I'm already late. I am missing money. That's my focus. So then, it's two police officers. They're guiding traffic, so nobody could go ahead of them. Everybody's following behind them. Of course, you know how that goes. And then I still can't see why we being held up. So I'm like, I can't see nothing. What's going on? I'm like, all right, we driving this slow. I'm ready to take off. I'm going one exit. One freaking exit. And it took so freaking long to get there. I was just so aggravated and so frustrated. I just like, you know what? All right. I ain't got no choice but to sit here. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So now one police officer dispersed, and I can actually see now, okay, they held up traffic. And they was holding up traffic for this one truck. One damn truck. One truck. Do you hear me? I stood there in traffic for all this time for one damn truck. Now you know I'm pissed. Like, one truck? Serious? Like, y'all had to do all of that for one truck to get on the road and get positioned and get ready to do construction, right? So now I'm getting off the exit and I'm like, finally, I'm off this exit. And, I go to work. But something brought me back to this. It was like, you know what? It comes a point in time in your life where God has you at a standstill, where He's telling you, do not move. Don't move. Stay where you're at. Don't move. You can't move, matter of fact, because there's no way you can't get in front of me. You can't move ahead of me. You could back up, but if you back up, guess what? It's cars behind you. How the hell are you going back up? You can't back up. There's no going back. You cannot press reverse in this process. I need you to stand there. And that was one message I got. Like, all right, I'm standing. I have to stand here. I don't know why I'm standing here at this point. I can't even see what's in front of me. I don't even know what's going on. Why am I standing here? Why am I being told to stand still? So I had to realize that, okay, now I could go and I could accelerate a little bit, but I just can't take off right away how I want it to. Just like, when you're working on projects or, it's something that you want or, like you saving for something like a car, a house, anything like that, it always takes time. So it's like, all right, well, I'm not just going to hand it to you, you're going to have to put in the work, but it happens little by little. You progress little by little. So now the traffic is progressing a little, like I said, and I can't, like, come on, like the speed limit is like 50 miles per hour. I'm driving 15. How the hell am I supposed to get to where I need to go? And I'm in a rush and I'm driving 15 miles per hour. Because now, after you stand still, now God is telling you to slow down. It's like, okay, all right, well, you know what? At least I'm moving a little bit. So let's thank God for that. At least now we're moving. And then when these cops move out the way, I could finally see, oh, okay, this is what we were being stopped for. This is what we had to slow down for. The construction that's ahead. Now, sometimes we have to slow down and we have to stop and stand still because God is working on us. He's building something in us. Sometimes He's teaching people patience. Sometimes everybody's situation is different. Sometimes your lesson could be maybe you move too fast into things. Maybe sometimes you just need to stand still and let things happen naturally, the way they're supposed to happen. And I remember being mad, like, so you really did all this for this one truck? Not knowing that this one truck was the only truck that could get the job done. So if you notice, like, when there's trucks of construction, there's different types of trucks of construction. Like, it's a truck that lay down concrete, is a truck that carries things, is a truck that moves things, it's trailers, it's different kind of trucks out there, but that one truck was made to do whatever it was supposed to do on that road. And sometimes when God is trying to heal you, He needs you to stand still. He needs you to just be in that moment right there. Just stand still. And even through the healing process, because it seems like every time we heal, it's something else coming up. Like, all right, I just healed that. It's another problem. Like, how many problems do I have? Like, am I broken? Am I unfixable? And sometimes that's the kind of thought that we get. Like every time I go to heal one thing, here go another. You dangling in my face that I gotta work on. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Every single day of your life, you're going to have something that you need to work on or be better at or go harder at. And the police, in my eyes, represented God. God is moving the flow of traffic. And in order to get to your destination, there's no way around him. I can't go in front of him. If I would have went in front of them cops, what would happen? If I would have sped ahead and weaved through the traffic and just trying to get to where I needed to go and rush and do, what would have been the result of that? We all know what would have been the result of that. So God is trying to tell you, stop trying to move ahead of him. Everything happens in his time. There is no way that you can speed up the process. You cannot speed up certain processes. If you try to speed up certain processes, it will not work. It's just like baking a cake. If you take the cake out before it's ready out the oven, guess what? What happens to the cake? It's undone. It ain't finished. It's still wet and moist inside. It's not solid. It's inedible. So, sometimes things take preparation, just like making a cake. You got to gather all the ingredients you need for that cake, right? And some things you may have in your house, some things you may not. So at the end of the day, it may require you to make a list, and go out and buy the things that you need. So it's a part of the planning process, And now that you have all your ingredients, you still can't rush the process of baking a cake. There's no way around it. It has to stay in that oven for a certain amount of time on a certain temperature in order to rise. Just like you as a person. You have to stay put in that one place. You got to stay stagnant. You have to stand still and let God rise in you and build in you and let all the ingredients of everything you learned come together. And then when you pull that cake out that oven, it's finished. And even when you pull it out the oven, you still gotta let it cool down. You gotta put your frosting on it, the extra stuff, that you want on the cake. You gotta decorate it. Maybe it's for occasion, for a certain occasion. But it's just a part of the process. And I'm learning day by day that it's a process, and I cannot rush God's process. When he is doing construction in you, sometimes you need to stand still. No matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on around you, at the end of the day, I was the only one sitting in my vehicle by myself. Everybody had their own individual car. So everybody has their own individual problem. Everybody has their own individual process. Everybody's process is not going to be the same because everybody is uniquely designed, and God has a story for each one of us. And sometimes we have to stand still. And then even when we want to take off, we can't just take off. We have to go little by little. And sometimes we don't know why we go through certain things. But see, God is preparing us for what's ahead. Now, we don't know what's ahead of us sometimes. And sometimes God gives you visions of what's ahead of you. But see, if you don't stand and endure the process, or you try to rush the process, or now you trying to reverse what God has already told you what you need to do to move forward. So now let's go back and say, if I would have tried to reverse out that traffic, where would I have gotten myself? I'd have been far worse off than I was just standing there and waiting. I probably would have gotten into a car accident. I probably would have hit a car. Who knows what would have happened? I knew I wasn't going to reach my destination moving backwards. You can't go back. There's no way in life that you can possibly operate with let me reverse. There's no reverse in life. There's no reverse. You cannot reverse. You cannot change the past. And I'm learning that day by day. I cannot change the past. Whatever decisions I made, whatever I did to cause me to get to where I'm at right now, those were my choices. We all have choices. It's called free will. We all have choices. And we have to live with those choices that we make every single day. Whether it had been a good choice or a bad choice. And sometimes you don't know what a good choice and a bad choice is. Or sometimes you could just stand still and pray about it and ask, God, what direction should I go? Is this good for me? Is this healthy for me? Is this, the direction I should go in? Instead of just, going full speed ahead, not knowing what I'm going to run into, I could just stand still and just ask God, like, okay, send me a sign if this is the right thing for me to do. And 9 times out of 10, He's going to send you a sign. And He's going to tell you if that thing or that person or that project is right for you. And it takes patience. And sometimes I felt like I could not hear God for nothing in the world. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, I feel in my heart this is right. And then sometimes you feel in your heart something is so wrong, but you still continue to do it. Still continue to do it. And you know it's wrong. Or God told you, listen, in order for you to get ahead, you have to let go of something. There's no way you can get ahead without letting go. There's no way. You have to let go of something. You got to sacrifice something. You have to. It's no way around it. Life is going to be full of letting go and sacrificing things that you thought you needed. You thought you loved. You thought would bring you peace. And we have to face reality that them things, they don't bring us nothing but more stress. Me taking on more responsibilities than I already have on my plate is not bringing me nothing more but stress. So sometimes you just have to stop stressing yourself out and let go and let God, because He's going to lead you to where you need to go, and He will release you when He feels like it's time for you to be released. It could be a month. It could be, in my case, 30 whole minutes. It could be a whole year. But if you don't gather the tools you need and do the research and pray and ask for guidance, you will never get to where you need to be. Let me tell you, I started receiving problems in my life almost 6 years ago. 6 years. 6 years I've been going through the same cycle and I could not understand what was going on. God, like, why am I still here? Not for nothing. I got dangled some things in my face. Oh, you want this? I'm gonna give it to you. Oh, you want that? Oh, you like that? I'm gonna give it to you. Oh, you like that too? Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. And then I'm in a point now. Where's all the stuff I was given? I lost it all. I lost everything. I lost everything because I refuse to let go of what God has told me and proved to me it no longer serves me. I need to let it go. And guess what? I kept holding on to it. But you know what's so crazy is throughout those 6 years, it was points in time of my life where I let this go. And I noticed that my life was flourishing. The money was coming in easy. I didn't have to work hard. I had everything I wanted. I needed for nothing. I was starting businesses. I was doing this and I was doing that. And then soon as I went back to that one thing that God told me to let go, my life went downhill again. Oh, he gonna get your attention. Best believe he gonna get your attention. Let me tell you. To this day right now, I can honestly say I have not 100% let go of what God told me to let go of. And now that I have the clarity of what it actually is, because at first I was blaming it on other people. Like, you know what, ever since I met these people in my life ain't been nothing but hell. And people could be, a part of your hindrance, but after you let go of them people, now you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and you gotta say, okay, well, now that these people going, certain shit still happening. What the fuck? Yeah. It's happening because you did not let go of what I told you to let go of. People, whether it be people, place, or thing. Or addiction. And I know where I'm going. I have to let this one thing go. And it is scary. It scares me. Because in the back of my head, I'm like, yo, if I let this go, I don't even know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do? How I'm going to make it? How I'm going to move forward? How I'm going to do this? How I'm going to pay for this? How I'm going to do that? How am I going to, like, survive without this one thing? And honestly, I don't need it. Like, when they say there's more than one way to skin a cat, there's definitely more than one way to skin a cat. So if God is telling you to let something go, sometimes it's just best to let it go because it no longer serves you. He has a higher calling. He needs you to be in a different place at a different time. Okay, maybe that one thing did serve you at one point. Maybe it was good for you at one point. Maybe that's what you needed to do at one point. I can't judge you. Nobody could judge you. Only God could judge you. But at the end of the day, when he's telling you to let something go and you still hold on to it, oh, best believe you're going to feel his wrath because I felt it. Time and time again. Since 2017, I swear to you, I have always been able to get on my feet at any point in time of my life. I've never had more than 90 days of lack of where I needed to get up and do something. It always got done. But until I just was in this dark place and I didn't know what to do and I didn't know any better. So at those times when I didn't know any better, I wasn't being punished for this one thing because at that time I thought, okay, this is right. But then when God started giving me signs like, no, you gotta let this go. No, you gotta let this go. No, you got, yeah, at certain points I did let it go. I ain't gonna lie. I did let it go and I seen all the good things come into my life. Everything that I wanted was starting to come. The money was starting to flow. Everything I wanted was starting to come. And then I reverted back to that one thing he told me to let go. And guess what? Oh, see, now you know better. Because I done told you to release this. Now, see, before you didn't know. You didn't know any better. You thought you was just doing the right thing. Or you thought this thing or, this was helping you. And it's actually not helping you, it's hurting you. It's hurting your growth. You can't move in this environment. You cannot move in this atmosphere. You can't go nowhere. There's nowhere for you to move. Where are you going to grow to? Where? Where you going to go? And I sat in the car yesterday, I swear, for so long, and everything was replaying back in my head, and I'm like, damn, now that I got this realization and I know what I need to let go, how I'm going to do this? What I'm going to do? And see, God is not a God of fear. So, fear, that's the devil. You can't let this go. Ain't no way you can let this go. What you going to do? And you hear them sirens that's going by? Confirmation. Confirmation. Ain't nothing but the devil. God does not operate in fear. If he's telling you to let it go, it's obviously because he has something greater for you. And you cannot reach that place if you hold on to past things, whether it be people, place, things, or addictions. You're not going to reach your full potential if you keep holding on to the past, if you keep holding on to hurt, I had to release everything. It's so crazy because in life I had learned how to operate things on my own. I'm an only child, so at the end of the day, I've always knew how to operate on my own. My comfort zone was being alone, so I didn't need God to isolate me because I already isolated myself. Everybody does not have the power to do that because a lot of people have, the spirit of codependency. I've never been codependent on anybody. I've always been independent. I've always done things on my own. I've always, never depended on anybody to do things for me. So that part of, in that area of my life, I had down pat. But it was certain areas that I did not have down pat. It was certain things I had to learn. It was certain things I had to fucking unlearn. Mind my language. I'm sorry. But it was a lot of things I had to unlearn. I learned to stop helping people. Man, you know how many people that I done helped that turned their fucking back on me? You know how many people I helped heal to be better for the next person? You know how a slap in the face that is to me? I just helped you. I was there at your lowest point, and you turn around and you shit on me. You know how that feels? For you to be there for somebody at their lowest point and build them up, build the confidence, build everything in them for them to be better for somebody else. That hurt. I had to heal from that. I know for a fact I'm a healer. I know that. That has always been in me to be a healer. I've always gotten messages from God, but I never really knew how to look for signs and synchronicities, until I started studying. And it takes time. I always knew when something bad was going to happen. Not for nothing, every time I warned somebody about something, guess what? Warning come before destruction. And everybody I warned, guess where they at now? Half of them in jail. Because I warned them. I said, yo, listen, don't do this, don't do that. God told me to tell you, stop doing that. And they didn't listen. Oh, they didn't listen to me. They thought I was crazy. Yeah, this girl don't know what the hell she's talking about. She just, okay, I'm just letting you know. Listen, speak once, listen twice. Because I ain't going to keep telling you the same thing over and over again. I'm not that person. I'm not going to keep reiterating myself because I feel like I'm wasting my breath. And I'm not going to do that, for nobody. Maybe my kids. Them the only people that can get me to say something more than once. Or if I'm being told by God to say something more than once, I may. But other than that, everybody that I came and I was in their life for a purpose or a moment or a season, and I was there to do something, or I was called and I told them and I warned them about certain things, and they did not listen to me, guess what? The wrath of God is upon them or hit them. And and it's so crazy because I be trying to save people. Yo, listen, stop doing this, stop doing that, stop doing. You cannot save everybody. So at some point, you just gotta save yourself. And I've learned that on my self-love journey. I've learned to step back and sometimes save myself, because people will drain you of your energy, drain you of your time, drain you of your purpose. And some people come to steal, kill, and destroy. Let's just be realistic about it. Everybody that acts like they're for you is not for you. You have people around you, if you notice, they're only down when it's something negative. They only talk to you about negative shit. They don't never talk about nothing positive. Or they always talk about, oh, I feel like this, and I feel like, they always talk about the bad stuff that happens in their life. They don't never talk about nothing positive. You got to get them energy suckers, vampires, you call it energy vampires, out of your energy. What energy are you going to have to fight for yourself if you got people around you draining your energy? What energy are you going to have to build and get to the next level, or even construct anything, if you can't even freaking think straight? What energy are you going to have? I remember I used to suffer so bad with anxiety. I used to get around certain people and my anxiety was on the roof. I couldn't even control it. I couldn't breathe. Could barely breathe around them. Every time they came around, I could not fucking breathe, bro. How am I supposed to live if I cannot breathe? The first thing you do when you come out the womb is take a fucking breath. That's the first thing you do. Before you see your mama, before anything, when they pull you out. And not for nothing, some people need to spank on their ass, right? Some babies gotta be, spanked a little bit to take that first breath. But once you learn how to breathe on your own, and this is being all developed in the womb, you start breathing in the womb. But it's different when you're protected inside of the belly. But when you come out, it's different. It's a whole new atmosphere. It's a whole new world. You gotta learn how to breathe again. You already know how to breathe, but now it's like taking that first breath. Okay. And I have been, removing people from my life, or, just doing what God been telling me to do. He's like, well, but this person, nah, you gotta remove that. This thing, nah, you can't have that. Oh, it's like, and when you do not listen, baby, let me tell you, I done had everything that I have wanted or asked for. And I can truly say today, February 15th, 2023, all those things, I have none of that at this moment. Nothing. I don't have nothing. There is no more to take from me. I don't have nothing else to give. I have nothing. The only thing that's left is my kids. So, this is a learning experience for me, and maybe I can help somebody on their journey. If I just help one person, like, I'm fine with that. Cool, one person. But it's a process, and sometimes you gotta stand still, do the research. While you sitting there, I could have been sitting there doing a lot of more things than just sitting there mad about not making it to work on time. I could have utilized that time to do so much other things, just sitting there. I have a phone, I have, this, You know, I could have been researching things I want. I could have been making notes. I could have been doing so much other things in that time that I was sitting. But I was just mad. It's just, you know, because I ain't understand why the hell I got to stand still. And sometimes, you know, it's hard coming to the realization of certain things. But when you get there and you know what you know, let me tell you, I don't want to create no more delays in my life. And if you don't want to create no more delays in your life, let go and let God. Seriously. If you hold on to things that He told you to release, you think God don't bless no mess. And I've learned that. If it's mess, it ain't of God. And it never had God in it. And people will try to hold you back. Some people don't want to see you doing better than them. Or some people feel like you owe them something. And guess what? You don't owe nobody nothing. I don't even owe my kids nothing but 3 meals a motherfucking day. And I had them. I don't owe them nothing. I'll just feed them and clothe them. Yes, it's my job to guide them in the right direction. Yes, it's my job to teach them right from wrong. But even if I don't do it, it's going to happen. You understand? And it's certain parts of life that we may never understand. Like, I never understood why God put certain people in my life. I'm like, why would you bring this person in my life? Like, why did I have to go through that? Like, God, we just couldn't fast forward this, because now I'm sitting here looking stupid, stuck, hurt. Like, for what? Like, what the? And then you got to sit back and reevaluate. Okay, well, now I understand what was the purpose. Now I understand the bigger picture. Now I understand that this was preparing me for my greater purpose. Not their greater purpose, but my greater purpose. My greater purpose. What did I learn? What can I take from this situation? God will put people in your face. God will put people in your life that's there to do just one thing sometimes. Some people ain't made to stay in your life for a whole lifetime. And the more we hold on to them people, we notice that, you know, we may get a little bit of what we like, but it's not consistent. It's not stable. Or we're not happy. Or we're miserable. Or we're stressed out. Or we get anxiety. Because I had anxiety in a lot of relationships. I had anxiety in a lot of relationships. And I ain't gonna lie, when I got rid of my anxiety, I felt so good. I ain't have to argue. I ain't have to fight. I ain't have to worry about what I'm doing wrong, if I'm doing something right. I ain't have to worry about, oh, is this person going to do this to me? Are they going to do this again? I done forgave them. Are they going to... I let go of all of that when I healed. And I knew who I was in that moment. I knew I deserved better. And that is the journey to self-love, knowing what you deserve. And it's as simple as that. Knowing that you're better than certain things. I knew certain people, I knew for a fact I wasn't going to marry. I knew it was certain people that was in my life I ain't want a relationship with. Yeah, we had fun. Yeah, you know, whoop-de-whoop. That was that. That was their purpose for that time in my life. And I knew it wasn't going to go to no further than that. And sometimes we have to get that in our head too. Like, we have to put people, places, and things in perspective. Listen, this is for this, this is for this. Like, I knew for a fact I wasn't supposed to have kids with certain people. I knew that. You can't tell me you didn't know who that person was before you had a baby. And sometimes you really don't, because some people change when they have kids. But let's put facts on facts. You cannot change people. You cannot change people. Don't even try. I'm not trying to change nobody. So if somebody come in my life, if I can't accept them as they are, or I don't like the way they are, guess what? Bye. Because you know what? God's got some work to do on you. And not for nothing, I can't bring myself back to a place that I prayed myself out of. I can't do that. And I won't do that for anybody. Because in all these situations, guess what? I was always left to pick up the fucking pieces. Wasn't nobody helping me pick up my fucking pieces? I don't even know how to put the shit back together. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go buy another piece at this point. And you can't always buy another piece. What if that was the one piece in the world? What if that was uniquely your piece and somebody has broken it? Right? Where do I find another one? I'm not gonna go buy somebody else's piece. That's not the piece. That's not the purpose for my life. I can't just grab any old piece. That's not mine. Because then I'm living somebody else's life. And I want to live my life to its fullest potential. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to keep losing. I'm trying to win. I'm tired of getting everything that I want, all to just have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. So, in my message today, and it went a little bit longer than I expected it to go, but my first message is let go and let God. When he tells you to release and let go of something, just let it go. Ain't no, oh, I gotta hold on to it for another month. Oh, another 2 weeks. Oh, another 2 days. Oh, another 2 hours. No. You don't get that from me. Because it's already taking from my life. I could have been so much further if I would have just let go of what God told me to let go. You know what I could have had by now? You know what I could have had by now if I just let shit go? How much easier my path could have been? The second thing is sometimes you got to stand still. Sometimes you have to stand still in just that moment, right? And do your research and pray and just ask for guidance. You don't have to move all the time. You don't have to make decisions within the same. See, I'm a Libra, so at the end of the day, I'm always like on the fence. I don't know. I'm very indecisive, so I take my time with things anyway when I'm making a decision. But just know you don't have to make that decision within the first 24 hours that an opportunity presents itself to you. You can take time with that opportunity. You can take time to see if it's even for you or if that's what you really want. Because sometimes we just rush into things and then we like, that's not what I asked for. That's what you said you wanted. That's not what I asked for. Or we'll see a commercial or something that look good as hell on TV. I don't know. I went to restaurants. I done seen the picture. That shit look good as hell. I get in, it's nasty. I don't even want it. What the hell? I just wasted all my money on this shit. I don't even like it. Take your time. Take your time. Move at the pace that God wants you to move. Heal. Heal yourself. Stop attracting broken people. How you going to allow a broken person to break you after you done build yourself up? You took years, months, however long it took. I know it took me. It took me a couple years. And it took me to be alone for almost 2 years by myself. Just me and my kids. No serious relationship. Nothing. Not focused on nobody. Nobody's distorting my view. So it took me time to build that within I've always loved to go out by myself. I don't have no friends. My family, was not by me. So at the end of the day, I grew up by myself in a house. I'm the only child. Like, it's just me and my mom, and my great grandmother before she passed away. She raised me. But other than that, I was always by myself. And sometimes elevation requires isolation. There was a point in time where I had to let everything and everybody go, including my kids, to clear my head and my mind. I had to walk away. And it wasn't even intentional. And I didn't understand. Damn, it was the hardest couple months of my life being away from my kids. And I could not understand why I was just stuck in this place of confusion. But now I could see why God did certain things in my life and what the purpose was for. And the purpose was greater than what I saw at that moment. I could sit back and see why I went through certain periods and stages of my life, because I needed to go through it, because where God has me going now, oh, I'm prepared. Oh, I ain't gonna say I don't make mistakes. I make mistakes. We human. We are gonna make mistakes. But guess what? I'm gonna snap back faster than what I did before. What took me 6 months to release now may take me 3 months. Now what took me 3 months to release now may take me 1 month. And it lessens. Oh, what took me 1 month to release, oh, now I know within a day or 2 days, like, oh, nah, this ain't it. I know within a week, nah, this not good for me. I gotta let this go. You have to, you feel me, just pray and know the areas in your life that you have to improve, that you have to heal, and that you gotta let go. Because God is working on you, but He can't do no work on you and you got all this mess in your life. How the fuck He's supposed? I uploaded a video today, and this pastor, he's holding all these balls in his hand. And now God is trying to give him a blessing. He can't even catch it because he got so much in his hand that he haven't released yet. You got to release it. If you don't release certain things, you do not make room for the good things and the blessings that God has for you. You won't be able to receive it. You won't catch it. You're going to fumble the ball. That's what you're going to do. You're going to fumble the ball. You're going to drop it. You're going to drop it. And then, you ever carry a bunch of groceries and you drop one thing that's in your hand? Because now, you know, they don't got no bags. So imagine you coming out of Family Dollar, you coming out the grocery store, you got all this shit in your hand and you drop one. And you try to pick up that one thing that you dropped because you knew it was very important. And this was the one thing that you went to the store for, that you really wanted, that you really needed. And you can't even pick it up. Because you got so much stuff in your hand. So you know what you got to do? You got to let go of the other stuff in your hand first, right? Right? I have to release this other shit in my hand so I can go pick up my blessing. Revelation. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't look for anything. Don't expect nothing from no one. The love of God is all you need. The love of yourself is greater than any love you will ever experience on this earth. I love me more than anybody could love me. Love yourself. Love on yourself. Take yourself out. Learn yourself. Sometimes when you're isolated and you're in that period of isolation, that's for you to find you. Like, find yourself. Find what you like to do. Not what other people like. You. Sometimes we in relationships and we're so used to what other people want us to do. Or other people, like, we got this routine of this is how this is. Nah. No. This is my story. This is my book. I could choose you to be in it. Yeah, I could pick you up and choose you to be in my book, but you're not going to write it for me. You ain't going to write my book for me. You ain't going to tell me what's good for me, what I need to do. You ain't God. Can't tell me when to move or not move or how I should act or how I. No. You could suggest things, yeah. And if your suggestion is something that I think would better me, I am all for it. But you ain't the beginning of my story, and you ain't gonna be the end of my story, and you do not control the narrative. It is my book. So at any point I want to stop at a certain chapter, maybe rip it out my goddamn book, I can. Shit, I could close the whole book and just start another one. You know what? I don't even like how this book is going. You know what? I'm just gonna start a new book. Forget a new chapter. I just want a whole new book. And sometimes you have to just do that. Start a whole new book. But like I said, this message is getting long. I'm gonna close it out now. And I know God told me my purpose, you know. And now that I know what I need to work on. I know what I need to do better. I know what I need to research. So I hope everybody's having a good day, having a blessed day, you know. And just don't forget, like, if you need clarity or you need confirmation on something, guess what? Stand still and don't make a move until God gives you that confirmation. You do not have to make the decision that same day. And if something is requiring you to make an immediate decision, sometimes it ain't even worth it. Shit, I done been impulsive and bought cars that turned out to be a lemon. Oh, this is cute. This is nice. I got this BMW. This shit is hot. Then the transmission go. Now what? I ain't got a car. And I done cashed out doing so much other repairs. I can't even fix the transmission. I burnt myself out. I depleted all my funds. So, take what resonates. Take what you need to take out the message. I hope that I reached one person, you know, with, you know, my journey. And, you know, as I move forward, I will go into more detail of certain things. But this is what God wanted me to do. He told me to upload this video 2 days ago. And I'm just like, I just really wasn't in the space to do it. And then I'm glad I didn't, because I got so much more clarity yesterday. At a point where my phone was off. I turned my phone off for a point in time yesterday, and I just started to reflect. And sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sit by yourself and reflect, meditate, and He will tell you or reveal to you everything that you need to be revealed. My spiritual journey just started. That's how I feel. It just started. And now that it started, I know what I need to do. I don't know everything, but I know certain things I need to do. And I'm making it my business to do so. So, the next video, let's hope that I let go of what God has told me to let go of. And we'll see the result of that. Or we'll see the result of me not letting go and being under the wrath. But shit, I've been under this wrath for almost 6 years. So, y'all pray. And I'm going to pray for y'all that we could let go of the things that are holding us back in life. If you received my message, or if something resonated with you, or if I helped you in any way, just hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my page, my channel, and let's go on this journey together. You know, if you have any advice or anything you would like to share, don't be afraid. Or any questions, you know. I'm gonna leave my email in the description, and you can email me or contact me, and let's help each other, because it takes a village and you can't do it alone. And sometimes you need help. Don't ever think you don't need help. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. Nobody could do the journey by themselves. Even if it's just God, you need help. And some people so afraid to ask for help. And I'm learning, because I'm very independent. I hate asking people for help. I hate asking people for stuff. I'd rather do it by myself, because it's not for nothing, and you want to take too long. And I want it done right then and there. And sometimes, like I said, we can't microwave everything. Everything can't be put in the microwave. So, some things take time. But don't forget to subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. Have a good day, y'all.